Guys, Deluded, thank you very much for having me. I'm back again, the most authentic and the most knowledgeable YouTuber out there. That's a big claim, I know, but I back it up each and every time. I don't know everything, but when I know something, I know something. So let's crack on, man. We've seen Jack Wilshere. Finally, it's the last time I get to speak about him, man. He's signed officially for West Ham. Just go on their website or their Twitter handle. There's a bunch of pictures. I think they got a video and all of them things. And as someone that I know, I've been trolling on Twitter and a lot of people have been retweeting my tweets and some people taking it seriously. But you know how much I love Jack Wilshere. I mean, I could play games and be like he's the most overrated most overrated English player ever to walk the planet. He's scared of Elneny and Xhaka. But beneath all of that, I'm burning that the man's leaving, man. Not when you can. I wouldn't say burning. I mean, with a heavy heart. The reason I do this YouTube thing is because Jack Wilshere went on loan. Like, for me, he signifies everything. Not to do with the football club, but the principles of the football club. The passion, the fight, the hunger, all of these things. I guess a part of me is emotionally attached to Jack Wilshere because, like Coquelin, even with Coquelin, obviously I was watching them. Obviously I was in school when these lot were coming through with the 09 FA Youth Cup, and I used to skip school to go watch this quite wrongly. Mum, I'm sorry, but that's the only time I ever skipped school in my life. So yeah, I can understand why it's with a heavy heart, but I think with Jack Wilshere, everybody needs to separate perception from reality, and I have said this, and I got a lot of stick for in my video where I said, what was the name of the vid? Something like, stop calling Jack Wilshere a legend. I mean, stop looking past the headline and actually listen. I have to make a bookie headline to get people to watch the damn thing. But yeah, like perception and reality. The perception, English heart with Spanish technique, like Sir Arsene Wenger said. Perception again, wonder guy who could be vital for England. Every time England don't win and there's no creativity, where's Jack Wilshere? Arsenal the same. Nobody embodies Arsenal like Jack Wilshere. It's just a case of fitness. All of these things might be true and all might be false, but the reality is, as much as I love Jack Wilshere, I mean, the first reality, another perception, he's always injured. That could be true, but the reality is, last 18 months, he's been basically fit. I swear he played 38 times last year, and the year before that, he was basically fit at Bournemouth before it ended sadly in the wrong way. So them things, they're always gonna follow him in his career, man. But when you separate the perception from the reality, yeah, he's never been, like, he hasn't been vital for Arsenal in the last 8, maybe even you could push it and say 10 years. Like, we'll all talk about that Barcelona, that game, that's great. 0-12, I think Jack Wilshere was slept on off the top of my head. I think was that the game he scored against Marseille. He was doing all right. But when has he been the vital player we thought he was going to be, that linchpin, that homegrown Arsenal version of Paul Scholes or Lampard or Gerrard, different players, but you get the point, in midfield sort of heroes. He hasn't been the Arsenal captain or been anywhere close near to what I just said for Arsenal. That's the reality. England, bit different, and he's had some highs with England scoring 2 bangers, but neither. The case is the same. Like, Jack Wilshere is a great player in terms of technical qualities. Very few players, of course I'm exaggerating, but very few players have his footballing IQ, have his eye for a pass, have his technical quality. If it was just based on them things, then he's elite. But he hasn't been vital for the side, whether it's fitness, whether players are better. He hasn't been vital. Did he start any final? 014, 015, 016. He weren't there in 016 because he went on loan, because he bottled it. If you remember what he said in 2015, 16, whenever it happened, their boss signed Elneny in January. He said the boss signed a midfielder in Jan. Then he signed Xhaka. He sacked himself out. And I made a vid around that time. I'm pretty sure those of you that want to go and look at it, innit? He come back, fire in his belly. Should have started a lot of games. Even if we look at, what was it? The final in February, he's the only man that was trying on the pitch. When we lost to, if I remember rightly, when we lost to Spurs at Wembley, the only man trying on the pitch. So you get where I'm going. But he hasn't been vital. He didn't start any of them finals. He didn't do anything in them finals. If you pick your best Arsenal side, you probably struggle to put Jack Wilshere in there. As much as I like him, I wanted him to stay, be a part of the side, earn his place. Obviously, if you earn your spot, you stay in the lineup. But your best side, you could say you could put Jack Wilshere in there. But if I'm picking my Arsenal best side currently, right now, like if we just look at everyone who's available on paper, I know I might get a lot of stick, but I'd honestly pick Jack and Ramsey before Jack Wilshere. I believe he has enough to contend and fight. But if I'm naming my team 90 minutes, I need to get a result, I'm probably not going to start Jack Wilshere for whatever reason. I can't put my hand on it. Going forward, he's amazing. Defensively, he's a bit poor. He doesn't score enough. So he's not that player we thought he would be. Like, and it's paining me to say this. I'm not getting at him or doing nothing. The one thing I want you guys to actually take away from this video is that the man's injury record is overplayed now. But he's joining West Ham. It is sad because we wanted him to be the Arsenal man, the captain, there if we win Premier Leagues, if we ever, and all of them things. And he loves the club. If we go back close to November, The 89 Premier, for those who don't know, obviously Arsenal, old enough Arsenal fans remember when we claimed the league, when we claimed the title in 89, before my time, but you've seen the vids. Wilshere was one of the only players there. He talked about making North London red, returning the glory times, and he actually said in his exiting statement that the man wanted to stay at the club. If Unai Emery is not going to consider you important or what, then the way he worded it, I can't fault it, because it sounded like he sat down. Unai said, I think you're a good player, I'll give you a contract, I'm not trying to par you, but you're more or less going to be a squad player. It's going to be very tough for you to feature into my plans, no matter how hard you train and things like that. And as a player, that is very hard to take, so I can admit that. But by the same logic, for me, one thing, as much as I love Wilshere, that has annoyed me, it seems like he wants... I know you lot have played Sunday League. You know the coach's son that always wants to feel special, always wants to play, always wants better treatment. I'm not saying Wilshere wants better treatment than anyone else, but psyching himself out and going on loan. Scared. He has. I'm not gonna lie. I think he is scared of. I don't want to say he's scared of competition, but I think he's been scared of competition at this club. That's my honest opinion. I do think Jack Wilshere's been scared of it, because if his ability and all them things, then he could chuck it. But yeah, man, I think he lost his hunger, and I made a vid about that. So yeah, while I get these reasons for leaving under Unai Emery, he doesn't care for sentiment and all of that crap, then it is what it is. For him, he's joining a club where I don't think anyone could love him like Arsenal or me or Arsenal fans, but West Ham, they're probably a second best home, a good home for him. They could probably love him close to what we loved him as. I mean, as much as he lies about it and changes it, he was a West Ham fan growing up. Obviously he's got ties to Arsenal. He was a West Ham fan. They're a family club, passionate fans. Some of his family members are Hammers, so they're going to expect a lot of him. He's going to expect a lot of himself. He's going to start. They're going to go crazy for it. Well, he might start, he might come out the side, but they're going to go crazy for him, singing that Super Jack. They're going to really support him, and that's probably what he's been lacking over the last couple of years, just support, feeling special, feeling like the coach's son, feeling like the man for the team, the sort of Gerrard sort of thing, to be honest. So yeah, while the perception of him becoming the player he could have been, the captain and all them things for Arsenal, is a myth, that doesn't mean his career is over, man. Like I said, he's getting a clear run in terms of injuries now. Late in his career, I know at 26, he's getting his fitness down. He's got a 3-year deal. I mean, I don't know if it's how it works in terms of incentives and extensions and all of them finer details, but that's a show of faith if you've got a 3-year deal. It's time to set up shop. Remind people what Jack Wilshere is about. He won't get close to being the player he wants to be. He could have been a real world-class player and one of the best English players ever, to be fair, in my opinion. But it hasn't happened. That's the perception. The reality is he's now at West Ham, 26 years of age, failed to make himself a major player at Arsenal, failed to make himself a linchpin at international football. I'm not trying to be harsh. These are the realities, people, and that's why a lot of people give me negative comments, because I don't like false perceptions. That's the reality, people, of what's happened to my man. But it's now time for him to set up shop, be that man that West Ham fans can look to inspire players and inspire moments. Obviously, they'll love him as much as he'll love them. For me, he just needs to go and make history for West Ham. I would like to ask him, I'm pretty sure you, as all of the top players in the Premier would, you'd want to play Champions League or have a chance of winning the Premier League again in your career, right, Jack Wilshere? No disrespect to West Ham. They could very well go do a Leicester. And because Jack Wilshere signed, I'd actually love them to go on a cup run and claim a trophy. But in terms of winning trophies, would you necessarily assert that with West Ham? And you're at 26 years of age. I mean, you did have a lot of lucrative offers. We don't know if actual offers are on the table. Are you now content with what you've won in your career? I know you probably aren't, but are you now content? Have you now forfeited it for stability? Again, football is about several things, so I'm just being cynical in my own opinion. What I'm trying to get at is that, okay, this is probably his last club in terms of Bolton, Bournemouth, Arsenal, and now West Ham. But let's just say, on the basis that the best want to play for the teams that win leagues. I'm not even getting at Arsenal now because we're a long way away from that. But they want to win they want to win the leagues and playing the champs. And when you consider that he was linked with Juventus and these clubs, whether they gave him an official offer is another story. Would he jump ship if that comes? If he has a great season, gets back in the England squad, we're 2 years away from the Euros. I want him to make that. Puts in a bit of form. He gets an offer that's almost irresistible from another club, playing that will make him that vital player and all these things in the Champions League environment. Is he going to turn that down? It's a tough question. And again, maybe I'm thinking too far ahead and things like that. Because for me, I think this is his last club now. Can't be the player he could have been when I watched him as a 16-year-old, 18-year-old and them things there. But what he can do is have a good career, can stay fit, stay consistent, put in some good performances, get into the England squad, and it is what it is. That's not to say his career hasn't had highs, to be fair. I think he had a good season last year for what it's worth, so it's upsetting seeing him leave. But yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, man, it's time to remind everybody what Jack Wilshere is about, and Jack Wilshere, it's time for you to create history at West Ham, man, and go down in folklore there, because some Arsenal fans call you a legend. No disrespect, that you've got a heart, you got a place in my heart, and I'd class you as a fan favourite. But legend, I'm not sure. That's Thierry Henry and Adams and Wenger and all them man there that have, even David Dean, like them man there that are linchpins, hallmarks in Arsenal. Wilshere's never been that. Wilshere's never been that. We can harp on about the Barcelona game and little other incidences here and there, but it is what it is, man. And again, maybe this was always how Jack Wilshere's career was meant to pan out. I always say this to you, like the perception, English star and things like that, the reality, what I've spoken about, and maybe this is always what Wilshere's meant to be, in the same way Ravel Morrison has. Another midfielder, I believe, was robbed of injuries, and ironically went to West Ham as well once upon a time. Now he's in Mexico. Shout out to Ravel, man. I got a lot of time for him, regardless of where he's at the moment, man, because I really like that guy as a person, man. Not that I've ever spoken with him, but now I'm rambling. Guys, deluded. Get in the comments, subscribe, and do the rest. I'm out. Thank you very much for watching, of course, man.